Yeah, why should I get a lawyer? And I'm saying, you need to get a lawyer to be protected and well guided. That's for sure, 100%. In a business, whatever you do, get a lawyer and an accountant. No, we need to have the contract as a structure. And of course, I'm looking, I'm just trying to understand where my client is not protected. Yeah, so in UAE, you need to have a will, of course. For non-Muslims, now the law changed for Muslims as well, but for non-Muslims, for sure. Always protect my client, and of course, how I can respond to the other one. He asked me, which is the best lawyer in your opinion? I remember like now. And I said, the best lawyer is the one who is answering your call.
You think success is just about hustling? Think again. The biggest brands, the richest entrepreneurs, none of them make a move without legal armor. High-end fashion, big businesses, business deals, what they do really have in common is the legal risks. Today, we are exposing the biggest legal mistakes entrepreneurs, I'm one of them, make it in when they are launching their own businesses, whether it's in fashion, luxury, real estate, whatsoever, even in media like this. And more importantly, how to avoid them. So if you are building a business today or launching a brand, some of brands, they launch it through drop shipping or e-stores and something like that. This is still business, by the way. Or stepping into the world of elite networking, this episode for you as a blueprint. So welcome back again to Abed Podcast. This is episode 29. We don't do fluff. We bring straight up value from the best in the game through our guest, of course. So today I've got someone for you. It's not just making wave. She is here to help you to protect as much as you can and grow your brand like a pros. Lumi, best lawyer of 2022, UN ambassador for peace, and to go legal mind behind luxury brands and global businesses. Today, we are taking high stakes deals. Why? Because protecting your brand is more important than building your brand. Why? Because legal mistakes that you can make, it could cost you your business, your legacy, and your millions of dollars. If you have ever wanted to know what's the elite structure of their business, this is the conversation you cannot afford to miss. So let's get into it. Lumi, welcome to Abed Podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
For the people who doesn't know you, please introduce yourself to our audiences.
Yes, I'm Lumi Rizescu, Luminita Rizescu actually, but it's easier Lumi in this part of the world mostly. I'm a lawyer, engineer at the beginning because I graduated engineering as well, so I'm a different lawyer. I'm a mathematic background, so I am very meticulous in what I do.
Nice.
And I've studied commercial law as a master, and then I've studied international management in luxury fashion last year, 2 years ago, actually.
Amazing.
In Rome. It was a big challenge for me in my age. But I believe there is no age to follow your passion. It's a cliche, but it's true. It's true.
Amazing.
So I'm a mother of two. My two sons, one graduated law, the other one is studying law, government and diplomacy here in Middlesex University.
Amazing.
Both of them, they have companies. I'm a partner. I'm helping, of course.
Of course, the legal part.
Of course, and not only. I come from a very beautiful family.
Amazing.
My parents are still with us.
Amazing.
And they are 86, and we...
God bless them.
God bless everyone. And they are visiting me every year, 4 months here in Dubai.
Amazing.
When in Europe it's very cold. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the best weather here.
Yeah. And okay, so my parents are coming here every year, 3-4 months, and we create memories because who I am today, I'm because of them.
Amazing. Before we dive into the legal side, tell us about your journey. How did you get from engineering to law and then working with the luxury brands?
I believe this was my journey because ever since I was very small, I loved fashion, and I've done fashion all my life. Even when I came here to Dubai, I had 4 fashion shows: International Fashion Week, Arab Fashion Week. I was attending. And I came with an innovation. I did fur. I put fur on a abaya, okay,
Nice.
which was nowhere in the world at the time, right? Engineering was coming from the fact that in my teenaging time, it was a very hard work because communists were different than capitalism, and completely different than what we live today. So we had to work a lot. I was studying in a physics college, and I had amazing results, so I followed engineering.
Nice.
According to my father's guidance. Yes, because I loved. I practiced gymnastics 11 years. No, not a lot of people, they don't know about it. Okay. Artistic gymnastics. So I danced on classical music since I was 5. So my parents, they took care of my education since I was very, very young. English and French professors, and classical music. This is my background, actually.
Very nice. How did you transition from engineering and then you pursue law studies?
After the revolution in our country, in Romania, 1989, everybody was trying to do business. It was a very entrepreneurial booming time because at the time we didn't have too much of commercial law at the time, right?
I understand.
So I was helping brands to do, because they didn't know, they were not aware, and I was studying in the night, and in the morning I was going to court, to all the authorities to get approvals for them.
Yeah.
So like this, because I'm, again, meticulous in my work, I was doing for them everything what they needed. And all of a sudden, from engineering, they said, "Hello, Miss Lawyer." And I said, "I'm not a lawyer." and after that, my brother was following law university, and I said, "Why not?" So I studied. I went to the
How
law.
old are you at that time?
33, I guess. 32, 33.
Okay.
Yeah. I had my first son already.
So you started again after your first son, when 33 years. Okay.
Yes. And then I graduated, and then I had my own law firm. I had all the exams, obviously, in Bar Association.
Yeah.
And I had my law firm, and I was very successful Supreme Court lawyer in my country. And then all of a sudden came the possibility to move to
UAE,
the UAE, and I said, "Why not? I will shift from minus 20 degrees in my country." Yeah, I really love the sun, and I really love more than the sun, which I love in this country. It's a lot to talk, of course, but. Sure. I connect very good with this culture.
Amazing.
Because this is same values that I grew with my family. I grew up with my family, like so much respect, love, support, cherishing the other, appreciating the other. This
family
is
bond.
Family, yes. So I can find it here, decency.
Amazing.
Which I adore in this country.
One of the beauty of this country, and we give the credit when the credit due, is really they created such an environment to welcome everyone.
Yes.
Different culture, different backgrounds, different religion, that's all. Doesn't matter. But they will follow. And this is, by the way, this is the year of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed had announced this year is the year of community. So to bring every kind of, or every segment, nationality-wise, to come together, to cherish this kind of environment. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes, and just to add, I read something on social media that His Highness said, if a woman, God bless him, we are
Bless
so
him.
happy with him, yeah. If a woman is walking around in the night without fear and without problems, that means she's in United Arab Emirates. Yeah,
absolutely.
it's true.
It's true.
Security is absolutely. And when I go to Europe, people, they don't really believe what I'm saying. And it's, you know what is the amazing part? That being so secured with everything, okay, that everybody knows everything is secure in Dubai, you have time to be creative.
True.
To be creative and to do your job, do your job better. That's why it's a land of excellence here, because they created this environment where you don't have problems then to be excellent in your work, whatever you do. So this is absolutely amazing.
And this is I was in a discussion, actually this is similar to this. Everybody is saying, what is the benefits, what's the outcomes after COVID? And they say one of the things that they have done here in UAE, they streamline all the processes. They bring really the e-government so high and standard.
Yeah.
Exactly what you mentioned. Just focus in being productive. Just focus in being excellence in what you do.
Correct.
Everything else, we will take care of it as a government.
Correct.
Which is amazing. Which is really amazing. That's why environment like this encourage entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
To thrive and really succeed. This is my next point.
Okay.
Most of us, when we start the entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
They come with excitement. One scenario, come with
99%.
excitement. Exactly. I like this idea. I will try to do it. Let's start with the business.
Correct.
What's the most common legal mistake they do?
They don't study the market.
From legal point of view.
If you have a product, you need to study the market to understand if these people, they need your product.
Yes.
Correct? From legal point of view, of course, there are some steps you need to take. First, you get a lawyer. Get a
lawyer first.
Yeah. And then in a business, whatever you do, get a lawyer and an accountant. These two people, they will guide you not to do mistakes. Okay? And they will protect. And they will show you the way. Whatever creative and talented you are, it's very good. But if you are not in the legal frame, you need to comply. There are so many rules and regulations you don't know. You are not aware, and all of a sudden you can have fines. You can. It's a long drama after, but you really need to. If you get these two people with you, it's not easy to find the best lawyer and the best accountant. We know lots of situations where.
I'll tell you why. Because I have, since 2016, I opened 4 companies.
Okay.
I closed 3 of them, and one I kept it. While at that time, to be honest, my concern was to establish the business model, study the market, develop the product, and see how it test it in the market and start doing marketing.
Okay.
So the budget was really tight. So I even remember
I wanted to ask you about the cash flow.
Exactly, especially in the beginning, especially the first year. The cash flow was tight because you try to, as much you can, funnel down the funding that you have for whatever will bring business. I remember we have a chartered accountant. We have him in part-time because we couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
Forget about lawyer.
Everybody knows contracts.
Exactly.
Everybody knows legal. I know. Everybody knows politics, football, and legal. Everybody.
We'll go to Google, download whatever contract, and that was a lot of trouble. Yes.
It's nothing like this because in Google, they give you the contract, the template.
Yes.
But for each and every business, there are particularities.
Yes.
And if you are not aware, it's very wrong. You can go into sometimes even imprisonment because fines, if you don't pay, we know how it goes.
It can escalate very easy.
Very easy and not in your favor. Yeah. But the people, they say, why should I get a lawyer?
You heard it from her.
Yeah, why should I get a lawyer? And I'm saying, you need to get a lawyer to be protected and well guided. That's for sure, 100%.
I cannot agree more because honestly, especially in a diverse community like this,
Yeah.
different cultures, different backgrounds, a lot of people even they do their own inheritance or they call it the will.
Yeah, I'm a well draftsman as well, certified in the IFC.
There you go. So
Yes.
a lot of people they don't. I honestly I didn't think about it.
You didn't think about it?
No.
Yeah. Okay, I have a financial advisor, me, because I'm not so great in finance. My mom, she's an accountant, okay, retired, and Papa engineer, but me, I didn't like financial, but I have somebody who is picking my brain from time to time. Yeah, and he told me, you need to take care of your financial because the rate of accidents is the highest everywhere in the world, not necessarily here, but everywhere in there. And I was stunned. I said, how come? Yeah, so in UAE, you need to have a will, of course. For non-Muslims, now the law changed for Muslims as well, but for non-Muslims, for sure. Because you have people, they say, I don't have so many companies, or I don't have, but you have a kid, you have a bank account, you have anybody who has whatever shared in the company, insurance,
Whatever assets
you
they
have,
have.
whatever assets you have, even just a bank account, you need to have a will. Yeah, but this is another topic.
This is another topic. We'll talk about it
yeah.
later. When you worked with high brands and businesses, there is difference. I could see it from everyday business when you work with, when you have your own brands, but when you run a law firm.
Okay.
What's the differences? What is the challenges?
When you run a law firm?
Yes, when you are a partner with a law firm, right?
Yes.
So, what is the differences between running that kind of business and running XYZ fashion business? What you previously have done? What is the differences?
It's a complete different work. It's a complete different work because in a law firm, I used to have my own law firm at home, and I was a managing partner here. I'm a partner in Al Safar and Partners law firm. Okay, we are 150 lawyers. It's a big law firm. Yeah, and we have all the departments there. And we are very happy to say the clients. We have lots of happy clients. Of course, cannot be 100% because there are clients coming in even when they come in the latest moment, we are thinking, out of the box. So we can find good solutions for them. Yes, running a business like this is it's taking a lot, because mostly here because it's so many nationalities. But our management they do a great job. Running a normal business like your own business, of course, you need people to. You need to delegate sometimes because you cannot do everything. This is the most common mistake people they do. I want to do everything. I was before like this.
Yeah,
I
all
used
of us.
to have
All of us will be like this.
And because you think this one is not doing the same like you, okay? But actually, what we need to do, we need to hire people. That's why I'm paying somebody, because he's smarter than me in this very niche.
Yes.
I cannot cover everything. So if the people, they don't understand this, the business will collapse, because you cannot be very good in legal, in accounting, in marketing, and when do you sleep? When do you have a life? You don't.
It's true, because why I'm asking this question, because think about it in digital marketing, what I do. The product is sometimes a content, it's a video ad, or what kind of campaign that we need to create.
Right.
It can be done by multiple people. But as a law firm, you are facing the client face to face
Absolutely.
to create credibility, to be honest. So
Yes.
that's absolutely different, because you are dealing, like doctors and physicians,
Yeah.
you deal with the human emotions and
Yes.
needs and urgency.
Yes. You
That's
know,
different.
yeah. You know, when I came to Al Safar first, Mr. Mazen, our managing, he's operational actually manager. He asked me, which is the best lawyer in your opinion? I remember like now, and I said, the best lawyer is the one who is answering your call.
Yes.
Because if, for example, if you have a criminal matter, and I'm not a criminal lawyer, but I'm answering your call, I can easily talk with my colleagues. I can easily solve your situation. But if I'm a criminal lawyer and you need me and I don't answer, what's happening?
What's the point?
Exactly. Correct?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I asked this question, because a lot of people, maybe the comparison is not right, but just take it easy. A lot of people, they shop around for insurance
Yeah.
and they shop around for lawyers.
Yeah, the issue is like this. When you...
The response is the same thing. When they don't get a response, positive response, or positive, let's say, cooperation from the insurance, they will change it. Because you go to them when you need them. But
Yeah.
when you go to them and you need them and you don't find them, that's the problem.
Yes, but shopping around, the people that need to understand this, of course there are, if there is it's a small law firm with 5 lawyers,
Yeah.
let's say. It's not the same logistic with 150 lawyers, a law firm,
It's true.
correct? We are located near Burj Khalifa, near Dubai Mall. Of course, it's not the same with another office, small office somewhere, okay?
Agreed. Yeah.
But that's why the management, it's a business at the end of the day. They
Of
need to
course.
cover the costs and have some income of that, okay?
Yes.
Some profit. But you need to look for the results you may have as well, because one study or one memo or can be done by different lawyers, but the most important is quality. You get quality or not.
Yeah.
Of course, you go and ask 5 lawyers, like you have a problem, you go and ask 5 doctors, correct?
Yes.
But you are mature and you know how to. You don't go only by the cheapest price. This is what I want to say, because some law firms they can go very very low fees, but don't expect to have very high quality in low fees.
Some of them, what I have seen from a personal experience, they don't have a game plan, if you know what I mean. Like what we will do, and like they have the clarity.
For a course of action?
Course of action.
Yeah,
what
a
they
course
do.
of action of your
Exactly.
listening to you, to your problem, and then giving you a course of action.
If this didn't happen, we can go
Yes,
this. We
absolutely.
can do this.
And thinking 3 steps, 4 steps ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get into the real stuff now.
Okay.
You have an excellent and amazing experience understanding the business, how it works, and the legal part of it. Some people, they have the business understanding and the commercial understanding, but they don't know how they can link it to protect themselves. Okay?
Right.
And again, like fashion entrepreneur, business, real estate investors, and so on. They are excited about the idea, new invention, but what's the main three mistakes they do? You have seen them doing it repeatedly.
In the fashion, for example, because you mentioned this, you need to take care of your brand.
Okay.
And of course, IP, intellectual property, has to be implemented.
Absolutely.
Like the trademark, the patent, the copyright, whatever it's needed for your business. You have a company, and I always advise. This is a tip. I always advise my clients to register the trademark on their individual name.
Individual name, not the company name.
Yeah, because
Why?
Because if I have my company and I register my brand on my name, the website and everything, and I enter in a dispute with somebody, so if they win the dispute, they can overtake my company. They can overtake, and they will overtake everything.
All the assets, including
Everything. So if the brand is on my personal name, I take my brand and I go away. My brand will stay with me.
That's why Alex Jones, I don't know if you heard about his case.
Okay.
He has a news agency. He registered Alex Jones under his own name, and they cannot take it away.
Voila.
Interesting.
So, yeah, of course. But there are lots of interesting things when you talk with a lawyer, of course.
This is from fashion point of view.
It's not only from fashion, from everything. Because if you have a patent on any work that you people, they work on a patent years, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. You know, they put so much creativity work there.
Yes.
Tons and tons of
course, work hours
yeah.
behind it, developing it, resources.
How you need to register? How you register?
There is in UAE, there was a place to register this under.
Absolutely. In Ministry of Economy, we do trademark registration, patent, but it's a different. Your trademark you can register in UAE, you can register GCC. Of course, different prices, but different areas. But if you worldwide, if you want, of course. But of course, it costs. The costs are different. But for the UAE, it's very easy and it's very not costly. They change the cost, and it's very
Affordable.
It's 750 first payment, 750 after 3 weeks, and 5,000 after 2-3 months. That's it. Okay. And of course, some fees for there are fees for the lawyers as well, which are not big, 3,000 dirhams. I'm talking, not big. But you secure your name, you secure your brand, and then all the agreements they need to do. For example, lots of fashion designers, they come to me, and they don't have agreements with fashion shows organizers.
Okay.
They don't have so I need, as a fashion designer, I need to understand what you give. I need to understand what you give me. Like, you need to provide to me models. You need, I mean, all the range for a fashion show.
The structure
correct?
of it.
The
yes.
structure. Okay. After this is happening, where am I taking my goods, my products, to one of the malls? Do I have a protection?
Yes.
Do I have a protection for this? It will come. My collection will come in 2 months everywhere.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I need to take care of each and everything. Franchising. It's another topic.
Yes.
Which is very debatable in this time, because people, they don't know how to franchise every business is franchisable. Okay, we can do.
Yes.
We can do, but we need to
structure
it properly. Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah.
So this is one of the giveaways to you guys with this episode. This is the 3 mistakes. I hope you can pay attention and try to avoid it. Let's go deeper. Let's say I'm an entrepreneur today. I'm starting my own business. Okay. What is the first legal step? Now you told me you need to get a lawyer,
Yeah.
an accountant.
Yeah.
Good. What is the first legal step I should do it?
Register your company. But register your company, try to understand what activity you need to do, and register exactly according to your, because in the UAE, mostly people, they don't understand, or they don't take advice from proper legit advisors,
Yes.
let's say. Okay. And some people came to me and they have a company registered, I don't know, in a free zone where they don't need, and not even the proper
Activities?
activity which they really want to do. And they come to me, what should I do with this? Why did you register?
Interesting.
Yeah, because you need to understand what you need exactly
Yes.
to do, and talk with somebody who can advise.
I have been in this situation. I'm not a lawyer. I have been
Okay.
in this situation, and I've been approached by some people and asked me what kind of a license or activity
yeah.
I want. I said, why you ask me? And I got the DAD. So I said, go to DAD.
Go there, absolutely.
They have amazing team.
Correct.
They will give you everything. They helped me personally
Yeah,
when
it's true.
and because I was clear what I want, and they said, I want this kind of activity.
Yes,
Tell me what license.
yes.
That's it. But again, a lot of people, they will follow the advertisements. They will follow commercials of a lot of places.
Yeah.
We can do this, we can do that, just come. There is some people will fall for that, for sure. But do your homework, go to the main organization. Go to the main authority.
Yeah.
Ask the questions there.
Or go to a lawyer. He will give you a few options. He will give you few options, meaning, for example, the prices for the license in these free zones are quite same. They just give some offers sometimes. For
Yes.
example, for this Ramadan, they have 10%, 20% discounts, which is amazing, by the way.
Sure.
Okay, so us as lawyers, we give like 2-3 free zones, because if the people, they say, I want to have a restaurant in Dubai Mall, of course you guide them to have a license registered in Dubai
Inland.
Economic
Yes.
Department, in DD mainland. But if they say, I want a consulting company, I want to do consultancy, I want to do, this is my target, or even general trading.
Yes.
It depends. General trading is different subject as well.
True.
But you need to know exactly what you do, and of course, us as lawyers, we give 2-3 options always, so the people, they can.
This is exactly my first
Choose.
company in 2015. When I opened it, it was consultancy company. And honestly, I looked at free zones, multiple free zones, and I end up in DMCC.
Okay.
I'm not promoting them, but as structure, they make it really in an easy structure way, where I wanted all the services in one stop, which was amazing, to be honest.
Exactly, because there you need a flexi desk, or you need a
Yes.
small office, or you will have your visa there.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are lots of things. Your bank account, they help with.
One-stop shop, honestly, it was
they help
amazing.
with a lot of things. So
true.
it's easier for the entrepreneur to, like I said, be creative, and this the people, they can help you in free zones, or the lawyers, yes, they can easily help you.
A follow-up question on that.
Yeah.
Usually,
Why are
correct
you
me.
laughing alone?
I know. Usually they say, whenever a lawyer comes and look at your contract, will make it more complicated.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that, because, for example, when I see a contract now, talking in the same note, like talking funny, when I see a contract like this, I'm saying, yes, they, okay, apart the real estate contracts, everybody knows, for all the developers. But when I see a contract I'm always saying, the lawyer wanted to prove himself to the one who paid. Okay, the contract is a structure, has a very, very clear structure. Why you need to complicate things? No.
Yeah.
You don't need to take articles from the procedure
Yes.
and to insert in the contract just to show what. If the contract is following exactly the structure of contract, we studied in university, we studied 2 years contracts.
Okay.
2 years.
FEDEC or just contract?
In my, no FEDEC. In university, we studied 2 years contracts, civil contract, commercial contracts, all the contracts. But we studied to make it very, the structure is the same, needs to be followed exactly, not to do, like you said, more complicated. Why you should do more complicated? But you need to take care to protect your client.
Absolutely.
You need again, to follow the structure where you have the obligation, you have the parties, you have the obligations, you have the termination, you have jurisdiction, disputes. I mean, this is a structure where, like you said, people Google. You can have this template, but adjust to your needs always.
Clarify for me, the contract, the lawyer needs to look at the contract or the clauses and the quotation?
No, we need to have the contract as a structure. And of course, I'm just trying to understand where my client is not protected.
Okay.
And how can or I'm trying to understand in the contract where the other one has a fault and he has obligation to do and he didn't do. So I have something to attack.
Or to protect your client.
Always protect my client, and of course how I can respond to the other one.
Interesting.
To have a leverage against him, of course.
Of course.
Because the client is coming when it's a dispute. The biggest mistake of the clients is not, it's at the end. They come at the end when it's the dispute there. No, first come to the lawyer. I will draft the contract for you according to your needs, and I will protect you there. And then you can go with this contract with closed eyes with everybody.
So actually, it's preventative.
Of course.
Not to wait for
it's the other way around. They come when they have problems.
All of
but come, but I understand. But come first. I will draft the contract for you, so you will go smoothly. Because you know what's happening. Lots of your business partners, who are really in bad faith or fake or whatever from the beginning, they will not go in the deal with you when they will see the contract. They will not sign. They will find reasons.
Ways to escape from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now they cannot escape from it if they sign it.
Because if it's an undertaking there, or if it's something a clause who puts them in problem if they don't do what is written in the contract, it will be a big problem for them. Big.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What was one of the real cases, examples that you have seen? Someone ignored a legal advice and he got himself in trouble.
Oh, I have every day.
One example just strike in your mind without going in the details.
I don't know what to say in this very moment. Be more specific.
Like one example that you have seen and you told this gentleman why you didn't come earlier.
Oh, it's... there are lots of examples. Everybody is doing mistakes because my client did study law, so he is there doing lots of mistakes one by one, and each of them takes him into a situation. For example, for every business, the contract with the suppliers is not okay. The contract with they sign. Yesterday, it was somebody who asked me should I give how much period, probation period, 1 year? I said, are you okay? Why should you give 1 year? No, because I think it's correct. So if I couldn't tell him more, but if he was in my office, I could have shake him. People, they don't understand. If you do this, what can happen? And this is like a boomerang to you. So there are lots of mistakes. People, they don't understand, and they just go through and they say, okay, I will do it. Why not?
Some mistakes, I would say, it comes from a good faith, to be honest, trusting people or having kind of lack of information.
I would say the second, lack of information.
Yeah.
But again, nobody is perfect.
Yes.
We don't know everything in this life.
It's true.
And we learn every day. So if I don't know, I read. And if I need really, really an authority to look like an authority, or specialized people to look for whatever I'm doing, I will approach a specialist. Where is the problem? It's very easy. It's very handy. Everybody can do this.
Maybe the price tag on that specialist is high.
For a consultation, I believe everybody has money just to have a consultation and to understand what is how he stays on the contract, for example, and what is a course of action when you have a problem.
I have gone through some consultation, and to be honest, some of them just it was for money. I didn't get out. I didn't get out with a valuable advice out of it.
Maybe you didn't write on the sheet of paper exactly your
That's a knowledge
questions.
Maybe.
I don't know. I cannot talk about all the lawyers in the world.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but this is actually what common people struggle with. And that's why it's like going to the lawyer is like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
So that's why it is.
Shouldn't be like this. You know what I believe? In my country, I was a lawyer for some friends because, of course, after the client, you have a longer period of time with the client. It becomes your family friend. And, encountered something that pleased me at the time. I was told, I feel so good talking to you, sharing with you my issues, my problems, and you are advising me because I don't judge and I don't blame, Even if I blame, maybe I blame in a nice way. Anyway, being my friend, of course. But they didn't feel when you call a lawyer, you think twice.
Exactly.
People, they don't have this with me. I was told. Because they say, they immediately call me when they have something. I want to tell you something. Okay, they are used. They maybe I cannot answer in that very moment because I'm doing something. But immediately when I'm free, I call back, and I'm there for them.
Very good.
Yeah.
We are running out of time.
Yes.
My goodness, we are running out of time. So
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you 4 questions.
Yes.
What's the first thing in your mind comes? You answer me. First question. If you could go back 10 years, what is the one advice you'll give yourself?
I am very happy with who I am. I would have had the same path. I loved what I achieved so far as a mother, as a woman. Okay, my husband died, but
That's not in
that's different.
That's
But
different.
professionally, I'm happy. I'm helping brands now lately. I'm helping brands from Middle East
Nice.
to open new markets in Europe, which is amazing. We just came from Paris Fashion Week.
Nice.
And we are preparing Cannes Film Festival. So I'm very happy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Second question.
Yes.
Today's world, AI is and blockchain and digital assets is booming. What is the next big legal trend is coming?
I believe with this, I'm not against. However, I'm conservative.
Of course.
Okay. AI, I consider as a tool for us, even for the lawyers, even for you, even for
Yes.
any other, just a tool to help us going faster,
Yes.
maybe better, but not replacing us, because at the end of the day, human being is human being, and God gave us this brain, so you need to force yourself to push yourself. You know, it's a cliche from your comfort zone, but it's true. You need to be the best version of yourself.
Nice.
Yeah. And you need to regulate. We need regulations
This
for
is
the AI.
Yes.
We need rules and regulations, because if somebody can take my face and
Do a video.
yeah,
And by the way, most of the platforms now in the internet, they have this kind of how can I say, algorithm. It will detect if that video is done by AI or not.
very good.
And if you are not coming front and saying that this is done by AI,
Yeah.
they find it violation, and
Yeah.
they can close the content or delete it immediately,
Yeah, it's very good.
which is very good.
We need protection.
Yeah,
And we need law.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Next question.
And penalties.
Yes, of course.
Because people are
Afraid from
afraid
penalty.
from penalties.
Next question.
Yes.
What is the biggest mistake to avoid when you take your business internationally?
I think we go back to the first question. You need to study the market internationally, because if you have a product, like I said, and you want to sell your product in
Europe, for example.
in Europe, or
US.
I have products, fashion line, I want to sell in Bangladesh, or in not Bangladesh, in a Muslim country. I will not have the same. I need to understand the culture. I need to understand and to adjust to the culture and the traditions and everything, because my product will not buy. Nobody will buy my product there.
It's against the culture.
Okay, it's against the culture. For example, I had a client. He wanted to open a new country for Botox, and in a country, I will not say any country, okay,
No, it's-
where the women, they didn't go too much to this non-invasive.
Plastic surgery.
They
Yeah.
didn't. They like to be like
Natural
very
as much
natural.
they can.
Yeah. So how do you want to sell your product there and to be successful? You need to understand the
market really needs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the culture as well is it's a good thing as well. What is the biggest legal myth that it needs to go away?
She's a lawyer. Yeah. Meaning, I'm a lawyer, I am helping people.
Yeah.
Okay? Public prosecutor is doing different, the judge is doing different, but the lawyer is helping. Okay? Put this in your mind.
Well, unfortunately, we're run out of time. Thank you very much, Lumi, for
Thank
the
you
time.
so much
I know
for
you're
having
busy
me.
time,
Yeah.
and thank you for that. If you are building something today, whether it's a brand or business, or even your own personal empire, let's put it that way, this episode has just handed you the legal blueprint for your success. Lumi, where people they can find you?
Everybody knows my number in Dubai.
We will put.
I'm on social media everywhere.
We will put all your social
LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook.
We will put all her links in the video description. Guys, if you got at least one gem from this episode, hit the like button and drop your comments. I would like to see your comments here, and share this episode with anyone needs really to understand what is the legal point of view that it can help you. Because you already know we bring here real examples, real conversation from the best on the game, like Lumi and others. So this is Abed podcast, and we just get started. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you very much, all. I'll see you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Lumi.
much.